Welcome back, everyone, to another thrilling escapade featuring those plucky adventurers known only as the Backwater Bastards in space.
In space.
Now with extra vitamin D.
Yes.
Ew.
Summer.
The cool guy approaches, and he looks very cool.
That's the coolest.
He walks up and he punches the side of the starship, and then the starship, like its landing gear, just pops out and crushes him to the ground. The cool guy is dead. What are you going to do?
Necromancer, help us!
I'd take his jacket.
You are now the cool guy.
Yeah. Now Zoidberg is the popular one.
So anyway, let's just have a little recap. Hey, we're in
yeah.
we're in the thick of things.
Definitely.
So let's have a look at last week's episode.
Well, we're in jail.
What happened?
Jail.
Well, you were in jail. Still there. And, the entire episode was devoted to a
jail.
haphazardous jailbreak.
To
What
be
do you
in
mean
there.
haphazardous? It went perfectly to our plan.
It
Staying
did, yeah.
in jail.
Look, we're doing okay. All right?
You managed various things, but eventually, through both guile and brute force and just sheer wits,
Yeah, I guess.
Herodotus managed to get himself out of his cell, managed to take a hostage, managed to blast open the wall and cause a sort of a ripple effect in the energy field that was keeping you captured until it started just chopping random holes through the brig, through the starship.
Which looked very
Unfortunately,
cool.
it was also chopping random holes through Cleo and Dr. Z as well.
We're good,
Well,
we're good.
Cleo has taken a little bit of damage. Dr. Z has, well, he's the honey boy has
Got
been
a backup
completely
character ready.
deactivated. It's now just a sort of a
Oh my
limp,
God.
floppy thing that Cleo has just got draped over one shoulder, and the little Dr. Z himself, just the jellyfish, balanced on the other.
Jeez.
Need to find some water.
But yeah, Herodotus has managed to get his hands on a gun.
Yay!
Cleo has managed to retrieve Dr. Z's communicator from within the honey boy that was disabled, and she was able to
Break
pry
it.
off the Terran device that they were using to disable his technology. Unfortunately, she did destroy or at least break the communicator in the process. But you did get the briefest glimpse of that Crispy, the robot chef, now
yes.
in the vicinity and awaiting instructions.
Oh, yeah.
And now we can't talk to him.
All of that culminated in you crawling through like a little service section underneath the brig, and you found a hatch that actually opens out all the way outside of the ship. Looking through that hatch, you can see Admiral Larky and his boarding party, or his landing party, all sort of lined up for inspection outside.
So we do not go out of the hatch.
So we're hanging in the hatch.
We know it's there, and we are thinking about what to do.
Well,
We've broken the phone.
yeah, I got to be real careful because I can't take any damage. Because that's it. I don't know if you can do mouth to mouth to a jellyfish. So,
Cleo as well is potentially like one shot from. Actually, no, she's got.
No,
she's
I'm
got
good.
her armor
I'm
still.
good, man.
So she's at least 2 shots from most things. If she got shot with like a big gun, that could still one shot her max damage. As just a little reminder and follow up. So you went down a hole underneath the floor that had been chopped open. The floor itself had been sort of like bent and melted and sort of just ripped down to a point where one direction on the path you just couldn't get to without actually sort of, like rebending this floor up or something. But the direction that you did go was free, and you were able to sort of get around. It was like a curving around the outside of the ship, it felt like. And then you got to a point where there was just this vent that lets you to the outside.
I would also like to roll a perceptionary type action to see if my magical bear senses can smell our smell.
You've rolled an 18.
I have.
And
She
sniffing
do.
about, you can sort of tell that like above you, it's basically sort of, like solid, airtight, like bulkhead floor that's designed so that they can obviously segment off different sections from the vacuum of space if need be. Except for a couple of places. You can smell, like sort of slightly fresher air and perhaps like slightly more signs of life. Obviously where you came down into the vents where the brig was, but also just a little bit back down the vents away from this exit, there's another thin spot up above where maybe even what looks like roof is actually more of a an access panel.
So we have to get onto the outside of the ship to get there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look.
No, you can get there from within this tunnel.
right.
Oh,
But you'll have
Well,
no
that's-
idea where it will open you up into.
And I have a good sense of that.
Yeah, like so you can
Alright.
just sort of smell like sort of faint lingering like human scents just through. Yeah,
That
like
could
it's
be
a
Herodotus,
lot.
though.
It's a lot stronger in one place.
Probably is farting pretty horrendously while
Those
going through this.
some old kippers that he had in his pocket.
And you are crawling along this little thing behind him.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna communicate this to everybody else. Y'all.
Yes.
Yes, Bear.
Now I think I smell our things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've been having kippers. Pardon.
Well, now, for once, Harry, your snacks are maybe helping us out because I can smell them through the vents.
Oh, well, if you can smell them, I'm afraid I might have given us away already.
What say y'all at recollecting our planetary goods?
I like the way you speak, Bear. Lead the way.
All right, are there multiple directions? Can we just head in the direction of this smell?
So like it's again like the smell is very general. There's just a certain part of this passageway where up above you can just smell something as opposed to kind of, just metal and nothing.
Well, we want to go to that smell.
Mm.
Boy, can you imagine how bad this would be if, like, Herodotus had gone down a vent that was angled down,
Pooh!
and then I followed, and then we had to
Back
turn
it up.
around? I'm gonna turn myself in the direction of the smells.
Alrighty, so like the floor beneath you is just like this, solid metal shielding, but above there seems to be more like panels, like they've been, sort of spliced together all these different panels of this shielding, and it all looks pretty much the same. But there is up to the point where it smells thin. One of the panels, upon a little bit of investigation, is not the same. It's it just looks really similar, but it's much more sort of hollow
It's like
sounding.
in a 90s
It
cartoon. It's got a weird outline.
So you're like, duh, 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 ding, when you're hitting them.
Should we bust it open?
Yeah, I mean, do you literally just want to like kind of just stand up and rip your way through it kind of thing? Or,
Is there a better way than that?
I mean,
The fact
it's
that you
really
asked
not
that-
my job to
I
tell you
know,
the better
but
way.
You
I
ask
know,
that kind of means there is no better way.
I just
even
was
think
like, I
about it.
wanted to make sure I wasn't missing something very obvious, like, or you could just go down the hallway. Like, you know what I mean?
I
But
think
hey,
after so many episodes, yes, we do.
Yeah.
Last time I started blasting wildly into the doors, that started cutting things and people up. So I think lessons have been learned.
you know what? You'd think that about us, but you'd be wrong.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
I'm
Lessons
just
are
gonna be
never learned.
sniffing around it. No, we don't do that here.
No, you're right.
We just, a thing happens, we shrug it off, we try again, right?
Yeah, we
It's called
we comfort ourselves
tenacity.
with we comfort ourselves that it was not our fault and we move on.
Rip that
Yeah,
door
yeah.
open, Cleo.
So as you're examining all this,
Rip.
you can hear down below, and you can hear like sort of like a shrill, piercing voice shouting something, and then you can sort of hear like the stomp and the shouldering of rifles and so on, as though Larky is addressing his troops and they are performing some sort of ceremonial kind of stompy parade.
Stompy
kind of
stomp.
stuff.
A ceremonial stomp.
Stomp.
I
stompity
like
stomp,
that.
stompity stomp,
That's-
stomp.
It's a musical down there.
Well, there ain't much below us. Friends, I think we ought to just go right up.
Definitely keen
You
to
ready?
try and find some water as well, so yes.
You had a choice. See, we had a fresh prison toilet right there for you, and you said no to that. So I just can't imagine what's better.
Yeah.
I mean, I had.
Why does fresh prison toilet sound so much worse than just prison toilet? It makes it sound like it's just been used.
Punch it.
I'm gonna rip that thing apart.
Alrighty, give me a bear claws.
Oh my god, you guys were. Who knows what's on the other side?
It's another prison.
Fresh
So,
prison
Not even just
toilet.
into another cell.
Yeah. This one's fresh though.
Okay, bear claws. I rolled a 16.
So we're talking 16, and this thing is, like it's steel paneling, but Cleo being Cleo, and she is kind of ludicrously strong in this particular body
Peeled that thing
Um,
apart like a chocolate orange.
compared to a flimsy little human, and she does just sort of like start ripping it apart with her claws. It takes a few swipes, But yeah, this like sparks, their sharp claws sort of rake their way through the metal, but she pries it open and creates a hole above as the panel finally does just sort of like tear its way off to one side, like the top of a yogurt.
Oh.
And I'm gonna lick the rest of the secret yogurt off of that foil lid because I can't waste a single drop.
And as you rip it open, you can see you're in like a dark room up above. A dark room with sort of a flickering light in one corner, and there seems to be these sort of big, hulking square shapes all around.
Hulking square shapes. Might they be storage lockers?
They don't sound like storage lockers because they've all got like a bit of a hum going on.
Server room? Engines? Magical battery?
I rolled a 19.
Phones.
Rolled a 19 perception.
So close to the action, sitting upon Cleo's shoulder and sort of narrowly avoiding getting hit by falling shards of torn metal. Dr. Z is sort of like peeking in here, and you can see sort of in the sort of dark room that these hulking things either side, they are the batteries that run this ship.
Oh.
Well.
Yes,
Well.
it appears we have found our way into the battery room. These here are...
Yes.
One might say
That's
this is a
it.
bit of a charged situation. You know?
Yeah.
I just imagine you like you're like hitting your hand with like like a police baton, like the battery.
Yeah, of course. Cleo, I wouldn't go doing another, zap to yourself with these.
Well, all
yet,
right,
anyway.
driver.
Maybe a bigger boom on these.
Doctor, do you see any sort of floor plan of the ship in here?
Do I?
So it's still pretty dark, but you can sort of now, as your eyes are whatever your sensory sort of glands are on a jellyfish,
Sensory gland.
and Cleo's eyes, but you're adjusting to this darkness a little bit more, and you can see like it's a big, very square room, and there's just two of these batteries, but they're either side of you, and they're big and hulking and humming. But yeah, to one side there's a door, to the other side there's a control panel with a big screen that's seems to be just turned off, sitting in idle.
Right. Cleo, can we get over to that screen there, please? I can't tell any floor plans yet, Harry, but hopefully we could find some answers here. Point a tentacle towards the computer.
Yes, zeros and ones. You deal with that. I'll cover the door.
Which we don't know where the door is. So it's just Harry just pointing the gun at everything.
Just quote unquote tactically waving the gun around.
Yeah.
Ready to shoot at anything that suddenly appears in his path.
Yes.
We're here to
That's
save
what
you.
we need right now.
If you aim everywhere, nothing can ever sneak up on you.
Exactly. That's why spinning the gun around like shh.
Well, Dr. Z, you got a preference?
Yeah, if you could just slide me onto the keyboard or something.
Oh, well, I mean, you sure you wanna? You seen when you put a little slime on the keyboard to pull up all the hair?
Yes, but also I've seen your claws go through the keyboard, so
Well, I mean, it's up to you. I'll load you wherever you want to be loaded, and I'll just all right. Cleo's just gonna kind of lean over top of a keyboard so you can roll off.
Yeah. So sort of climbing up into the room and just depositing Dr. Z onto the control panel. Immediately, Dr. Z, like there is like a lot of just the grease and dust and dead skin and hair that comes from humanoids, like just living their day-to-day life and out on the land.
Skin flights.
It is unfortunately kind of sticking to your body a little bit, as Cleo did prophesy.
well, I've also just been on Cleo, so
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean,
and the alternative was a clean toilet. So
You're
kind of
fresh
greasy and
prison
musky.
toilet.
I think I'm going up.
She's kind of probably more greasy and musky than this control panel anyway.
Is that the name of this episode? Fresh prison toilet.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
There we go. This is the episode to try and get that water company to sponsor us.
Oh my God, yes.
Uh,
Fresh prison toilet.
But yeah, should you press any of the keys, the screen sort of pops up open to reveal that the system is all locked up,
okay.
obviously securely, so that any random person that comes in here can't just start diverting power or shutting down power to the ship or anything like that.
Of course. I'll look around for wires or for any kind of place where I could... I suppose I could just try and hack it, couldn't I? But
Yeah, I mean, you're lacking sort of any sort of like proper digital tools. You have to
That's
sort of like
true.
brute force it, or you could, with the assistance of Cleo, you could potentially get access to the wires and do things
I'll
the electrical way.
yeah. Cleo. Actually, this keyboard is rather useless. Could we try and see what's underneath it? Pop the hood, as it were.
You got a little something on you. looking a little hairy.
Just like
looks good on you.
some
Now-
loose bear hairs.
You want
looking
me
like
to
a
roll you
porcupine.
down, or do you want me to peel this apart? Dealer's choice. Wild card.
Just popping the trunk for now would be.
All right, get back. I'm gonna put my arm out so that you can, like, you know how sometimes like you watch an animal video and somebody puts their arm out so that like a lizard can crawl up, like an arm bridge.
Yeah, I'd like use my tentacles like a sloth to climb a tree.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that so you can roll on back up.
thank
All
you.
right,
Like a
all right.
sloth.
Get back up there. I'll rip this one for you.
I
Pop
like that, like the little sort of like stringy, tendrily tentacles of a jellyfish, like sort of like swinging like a monkey around and stuff. There's just something. I need to see that image at
Watch
some
out
point.
for that tree.
like a little pet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
Z of the jungle.
Of the jail.
Z of the jungle. Z of the jail. Watch out for that toilet.
Electric, space, and shield projector, and all of it.
So
Watch
now that you're
out
out of
for
the
that
access
loot.
tunnels, the sort of the armored, silvery look of the access tunnels is replaced by these things that are all like they're coated with this pearlescent white plasticky stuff, much like the outside of the ship. It looks as though even here in like what is essentially like, you know, somewhere where engineers hang out and do stuff. You know, if they're ever giving a tour of this ship, they want everything
Wow.
to look extravagant and pretty. So it's got this real tacky white pearlescent coating on everything, gold trim and stuff. But the panels look very flimsy. It looks like the sort of thing that Cleo could actually just sort of, you know, just pull apart.
Here we go. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna prize my little claws, which, though very large and unwieldy, are fairly
Dexterous.
skilled in their own way. So, you know, I'm gonna pop this like a cheap bathtub side
It made no,
in a trailer.
no sense.
All right, give me a dexterity roll.
It's not cute. It's not cute. I'm
It's
looking
not
for it,
nice
but
when you do that. Yo.
Well, it's just there are delicate things
Yeah.
beneath.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
whoa, it's a negative.
So that's a
Oh.
natural one.
Okay, well that's cool. Cool.
Cool.
What if this is just a hurt on
Stay
me? Like
in
I break
jail
it.
forever.
What if I just broke a few
Oh my
nails?
goodness, 83.
Dick, no. I have broken every nail.
Oh my god.
All right.
So
cool.
Cleo, as gently as she thinks she can muster,
All right.
tries to just sort of like tear off the paneling behind which surely all the fixings and gears and whiz bangs and cables that Dr. Z likes must be accessible behind.
Now the alarm is going off.
And she tears her claws across it.
Whoops, and the power is out. All the
And
power
it
is out, but the alarm is
turns out
functioning.
those controls were a little bit closer to the surface than she anticipated. Her claw comes out with a massive wires and chips just sort of in her hand, basically. Just like a handful of like ripped out wires. As immediately there's a sparking in front, the screen just powers down, the flickering light goes out immediately, the hum of the batteries subsides.
Oh, good. Okay, could have gone the other way around. So that is.
Yeah, that's
And
not as bad as it could be.
As you know, like with the professional opinion of all of you involved, and you've all ridden starships and like done sort of, you know, emergency maintenance on them and so forth. You have cut all the power. You've completely cut the power to this ship.
Oh, whoa, sick.
Nice.
That's not
Good,
completely
good.
terrible.
No, that's actually quite good.
Yeah, could work with that.
I think this could help us.
He can't show off now, so now he's either have to gonna have to go in a frigate or something.
Oh,
Or we
nothing
can-
makes your
or-
shit look cheaper than the power going out.
Cleo, what did you do?
Well,
Well,
And you're all, by the way, you're sitting in what is effectively pitch black.
I didn't
There's,
see much
there's a
before,
sort of-
but this is
a
ridiculous.
faint glow from the bioluminescence of Dr. Z is about all you
Squeeze
have
me.
to light your way.
Oh, doctor,
sweating like
you don't
a
know how
sinner
long
in
I've been
church.
waiting for you to say that.
Squeeze and shake me. I'll activate.
Squeeze me, shake me anywhere
Wait,
you want.
would that work? Because if that does work, then that's definitely going to happen again in the future.
Although I do kind of like the idea of it like being some sort of weird defense mechanism.
Yeah, oh, that-
I like it too. I think it's
cool.
funny. Yeah, I don't see myself offering this again. Shake me, Harry.
What was that, Doctor?
Shake me and do it quickly. Don't let me see you do it. I have to. It has to be scary. I have to not expect it.
Oh, very well. So Herodotus takes off his jacket and throws it over the Doctor, and then sort of scoops up the whole thing and just shakes it vigorously.
Oh my god.
And then as he unveils the now luminous Doctor, he's like, Doctor, it's glorious.
May it be a light for you in times of darkness.
In dark places where all of the lights
A
go out.
slightly dizzy, concussed Dr. Z is now glowing bright enough to illuminate.
Literally cannot do
the
anything
entire
else. So if
room.
I can just be a fucking glowtorch for a bit, then at least I'm being helpful.
Well, may this be a light for me in dark places when the bear puts out the lights.
Yeah.
Cuts
You
the
may
electricity.
you shake one to life.
So now the room is actually lit, at least just sort of more
lit.
consistently than it was before. There's no sort of flickering fluorescent in the corner, and you can see now that there's not much going on here aside from this control panel that you've now potentially completely destroyed. The two batteries which seem to have been powered down, and a door, an electronically powered door, I might add.
Oh. Well, I definitely have enough dexterity to rip that.
I mean, it's worked twice now, so third time's the charm.
So there's that.
I feel like that works, right?
Bear claws, baby.
So yes, anyway, you can see the room illuminated, and there's a hole in the ground, obviously, that Cleo punctured you in here through. There's the slightly destroyed control panel, the two powered down batteries, and the one door, which of course is electronically powered.
Well, I could pop that.
Before we go on, should we form some sort of strategy, a plan of action, as it were?
Well, I like where your head's
Well,
at.
I currently can only perform as a light bulb or perhaps a mind controller if we were to get close enough to someone.
Well, you were always a bright mind to me, Doctor.
The jowls. No!
As the light sort of, like flickers and grows like a little bit.
There we go. Compliments help. I'd say, is this a permanent condition we've rendered the ship into?
Should we roll perception for that?
Yeah.
The chances are very low. It should be like relatively fixable. Yeah, it's only sort of superficial damage to the control, but it seems to have.
You're both handy with the zingamabobs, aren't you? And the bear makes them blow up, and the Doctor is more about fixing, breathing things, I suppose. But still, you know, can this be fixed?
I imagine we could, if we were to get a new control panel in here, we could fix this. But currently,
that sounds time-consuming.
yes, I don't think they'll be
Sounds-
flying anywhere before they come to fix this.
It sounds like the kind of fix that would piss Larky off. Pardon my non-French, of course. A wave of inspiration has hit me. Why destroy an Imperial-class cruiser when we could take it for ourselves? How, I hear you ask? Well, you are glowing down there, as I'm assuming. We have the bomb on board of this ship.
The other transport, yes.
Very good. So, if we can lure the Admiral away from the ship, and then, in some sort of Mexican standoff sort of way, put him in a difficult position, we can then use our knowledge of the presence of the bomb behind his proverbial shield, and we can have him surrender.
Yes, I do feel like it would be a waste to just destroy this ship.
Yes, I mean, the
outright.
T-shirts would be lost.
True that.
And we wouldn't want that, would we, Doctor?
No. So, yes. So I think if we're going to convince anyone with any of my mind-melding, mind-hacking abilities, we're going to need to be able to see them or get closer. I mean, I only barely
Fair.
had control of the soldier.
Or we could
from
just
before.
yell and then throw you right in their face.
Please don't.
Well, you do have the advantage that you guys are now basically like the monster in a monster movie because like the lights are all out, the ship is dead in the water, and you guys are in the one place that needs to be fixed.
Oh my god.
We're the Mothman.
Yeah, Doctor, if you reach out into the proverbial ether,
Yes.
can you feel anything? Are there any presences that you find familiar?
I've rolled a 17.
Okay, so Dr. Z reaching out, it can you've got sort of a weird net going in here because you're on this ship that's got these very thick armored panelings that sort of prevent you from being able to read everywhere. And it seems as though this wing of the ship is still sealed off from before, like because of your escape. However, you've got sort of like an unrestricted access. You know, your little brainwaves can like pop out down the open hatch back towards Larky, and you can see now that Larky, with your mind's eye, Larky is now standing there with a mere token of the presence he had before, and it seems as though the majority of the force have all marched on board, one after the other, filling the hallways of this ship with troops.
Oh shit, they're on board already?
Uh-oh. Are you sure?
Wait,
I was kind of hoping that they were gonna do the whole marching up and down the square thing for a while.
Same.
Well,
Same.
They might have been, but then the ship went powered down.
they're going to fly off thinking we're on the ship, or
Well,
because
they can't fly off now.
They need to fix the batteries.
All right, here is my plan. I do believe it's a master stroke, so bear with me. We are going to make the enemy think we want to do one thing. Then we're going to do something that makes him think so even further. Then we're going to scuttle off this ship, get on another ship, pull them into an ambush, and then threaten to blow up the whole ship. Okay, Cleo?
3 simple things.
Yeah, it's very easy. You see, Doctor, it's the key to my plan. Elegant simplicity. Yes.
Well, now I like that. But I got a couple of things needing to be picked up of inherent and discernible value.
Well, it's hardly the time for a toilet visit, but I'm sure we can find it.
Well, I got some bombs. We got a communicator we could pick up. I got a couple little things of various import.
Do you know where we need to go?
So, when we got up here earlier, it was because I smelled a familiar smell.
Ooh.
Am I
thinking
Am I still
you
able
could
to track?
Sniff your way and track it. I mean, your possessions are going to be distinct smelling, I feel like.
I would agree with that.
I feel like it'd be like a real homing pigeon of a scenario.
Got my bear grease on it. And,
But I think it's like your ability to really track really well is going to be more the bear's forte than Cleo's.
Also, you might have to give up some of your control.
Can I? I've never tried to do this.
I mean,
on
it's
purpose.
a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing, isn't it? I
Playing
mean,
with a
you
lot of
must
new
be able to
mechanics.
somehow, like maybe if you just sort of like bash your head against a wall enough times, or Dr. Z could probably just like
Shit.
flick a switch.
I could try.
Doctors, yeah, you could use your telekinesis to get into my head and fuck with it. Okay, doctor.
Yes.
Release the bell.
Now, yep. I can just barely smell our things, but it would be finer than frog hair if you could just access our reluctant gentleman, if you know what I mean.
There we go. 19.
Whoa,
That's
all
pretty
right.
good.
Release
So Dr.
the
Z,
bear.
You can reach out to his tendrils and he can just find, like if we were to visualize it, there's just this roaring bear, but it's immense, but it's dwarfed inside the sort of, the giant space-like prison that Cleo keeps it in. It's just sort of there, like running around like in a forest, just sort of just doing its thing. But you're able to sort of like shrink that forest and bring it closer and closer to the surface until the bear suddenly does become its immense self, and it actually dwarfs Cleo's own brain as it comes to the surface. And you can see just like a flicker in her eyes as the bear takes on a much more dominant role. And Cleo, yourself, as you feel the bear rising, you're still there. You're still sort of there behind the wheel, but it's not all you. There's these instincts that belong to a brain that isn't yours. Your mind is in this wrong brain, and that wrong brain is really kind of calling the shots a little bit more than normal. But more importantly, you've got like this access to like this spectrum of scent where you can tell that out that door and to the left has got to be where your possessions are.
Now the question is, do I have enough control to motor in that direction?
I mean, as we sort of said before, I feel like unless there's anything that's particularly like a bear, like if like sort of like for its own survival or its need of food or anything like that, you basically can steer it in the right direction.
Cool. I would
kinda
like to
point it
do
like
it.
like one of those episodes of Crash Bandicoot when you one of those levels where you're riding on a bear.
All right, let's do
And
that.
the bear just keeps lumbering, but you can aim it.
I'm thinking that I might have to bear claw the door to get out.
Yeah.
So here we go, everybody. I'm gonna wind up and bear claw. Okay, cool. So
It's not the best roll, but it's a successful roll. So the bear sort of charging up and then just begins like swiping at the door, and like there's these sparks and claw marks appearing in it, but not much going on. And it's just sort of like a frustrated growl and ripping until eventually Cleo manages to get her claws in between the two segments of the door. The door sort of opens up like an elevator door. And then
That's what an
Cheers.
11 will buy you.
tears one half of the door open, and it's not really wide enough for a bear to squeeze through, but regardless, we're talking sort of feral control here as one head and one arm just starts going through and forcing as Cleo, kind of ripping herself a little bit in the process, just squeezes through that door as there's a creaking of steel as it sort of bends and jars and stuff until she gets her way through.
Like an elephant going through a dog door.
And the other two, you can sort of see like just as Cleo just sort of squeezes and howls and wriggles her way through until there's just like this door kind of half open and half sort of bent apart there.
Excellent.
And I'm taking that left.
I could only assume so. Are you going to sort of just like lumber full speed, like kind of just like let this bear get
Yep.
momentum?
Yep.
All right.
This bear gets
That's-
momentum.
I'm doing it. Bare ass.
Okay, so Cleo, you're not really noticing anything other than the trail at this point. Like you're going down a corridor, you're just lumbering down this corridor,
Okay.
like all fours, bear speed kind of mode.
I can see
There
how
are
that could
doors on the
become a
sides, but
problem.
they're not important. They're not the doors you want to go through. You get down to the end and just crash into the corner where this passageway veers off to the right again. But sort of scrambling and skittering on the ground, get your bearings again, and sort of keep going, running off ahead. What are you going to do, Herodotus?
Well, first I'm gonna stand back and observe this glorious fucking thing of nature, kind of envisioning the absolute destruction of all my enemies at the hands of this glorious beast. And sort of start laughing.
Don't let the door hit you where the Lord split you.
Yeah, and the resulting maniacal laughter probably gets the doctor shining pretty strong.
I suppose it's just like two red eyes in the dark as Cleo is lumbering down these dark fucking passageways.
So I think we're just gonna kind of follow to the best of our ability. Just follow the scent of fury and crushed
That
metal.
Star Wars scene where like Han is running down the corridor, and then his next scene we're running back the other way, getting shot at. Oh, fuck. I want to try and
We are
get
the
my
big
body
bad.
working as well. So if we're going to a room with Cleo's gear in it, then maybe there's something that can get the
Because
body
that's
working
where your
again.
med sticks are, and I've got a communicator in there, so we can call Crispy. We can get
Yeah,
med
exactly.
stick.
This is the key to
We
doing
can-
anything. So we got to do
We
it.
can pick up weapons for all of us.
Kind of lets you get back into the swing of any plan. So it's a good one. Anyway, so we're kind of like a little on autopilot here. As Cleo, she just charges down these corridors, crashing into walls every time there's a turn. Sort of skidding and then fighting her way back around. But it's relatively easy for Herodotus and his carried Dr. Z to track this, because Cleo, although she's moving pretty fast, she's also she's like skittering on the ground like an animal that doesn't belong indoors. She's crashing on the walls. It's relatively easy to follow by, especially because you've got a rocket boot anyway, should you need a quick blast of speed.
I think I'm leaving the rocket off, but I'm probably just like gliding down the halls on that one roller skate. Isn't this fun, Doctor?
Cleo, the descent is getting stronger until eventually you finally sort of come to a point where there's a door behind which you you know that that's where the smell is coming from.
Ooh, do I need to bear
Herodotus
claw
and
that?
Dr. Z, you've been sort of going through. There have been other passageways. There's been other directions you could have gone. There's been forks in the road. There's been quite a few doors along the way. You haven't run into any people yet, and you are sort of just running around in the dark.
Yeah.
Until you sort of get around the corner and see Cleo there, like glaring at the door that she needs to go through.
Well, even the strongest trains find their last station.
I mean, I'm imagining Cleo, like, all instincts are just going to say, tear through this door and get your nose into whatever you've been fucking hunting.
Can I bust that door open?
You can certainly try.
Bear claw!
Oh my god!
Oh my god, okay, well that's a natural 20.
Hello,
just opens.
bear claw. Gonna pop that thing like a sardine can. Gonna get in there with my hand. Gonna pick up anything I can carry. About to rip into it like a berry.
I'm rolling a D100 just to get some context.
So I
on-
pick the door up
on the
and I
flavor of
throw
this.
it straight
The door
through the
remains, the
spaceship, and now
spaceship
we
is
can get
gone.
out, right?
If there is no opening, you make an opening.
If you don't like this one, make your own.
Make your own.
Ooh.
Oh, you rolled a 73. Let's just take that.
I
'cause
turned a 3.
So it's Cleo just rips at this thing with both claws. She just tears the door. This is a different kind of door. This looks like it's a lock-up door. It's not like one of these sort of flimsy elevator doors like the one you went through before. And she just sort of grabs at it, her claws digging into the metal as with her strength just sort of straining, muscles rippling. She just rips that door down. It's like opening a tin of sardines as from the top corner. She just sort of rips it down, pulls the door off, and just tosses it off to one side.
Oh my god!
As-
Tosses it off.
You have
Yeah, baby.
I don't think we'll need that control panel now, Doctor.
It's just you and me, Meteor.
And now, a word from our sponsors. So, Cleo had just torn open the door,
I really did, y'all.
giving you all access to the lockup room
Yes.
that her bare senses led her to.
Hold on, Dick. Are we about to loot? Are we about
Oh my
to
god!
loot?
Yes. Are we looting?
You're about to
Oh,
loot. This is
put
the
the-
lockup room and this
Let the
brick.
music play.
Oh, let the music play. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Na-na-na-na-na.
Finally.
Everybody get your baskets. Whatever you can take in about 30 seconds.
Yes.
Are you going to let Cleo go in there as a
Oh no.
as a feral
Thank
bear?
you.
I like
though?
how you said, like,
Are you gonna
let?
let? Yeah. No. Thank you. I will. I will.
Dr. Z,
I
you
feel
better
like
get
I'm
on it.
leading you guys far too much. I know. I'm not taking advantage of your mistakes nearly as hard as I
Well,
should.
maybe
Okay,
it's,
well,
you just
that-
want to be kind today, and that's nice. I will flick the switch.
Can you just do that?
Give me a telepathy roll and see if you can.
That's what I thought.
Hey, bugger. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I might need to try again in a
Uh-oh.
few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you can try again, but not before Cleo gets to, run in
Yes.
to get at her stuff.
Harry,
as a feral bear.
I haven't managed to help Cleo remember herself. We might want to give her a wide berth before I can attempt to flick that switch again.
Okay, can I try to roll for persuasion?
Ooh.
I mean, 100%. I'm gonna want to hear like the actual plea involved
Okay,
as well.
okay.
So you've rolled an 18.
So
That's a very
Herodotus,
good
having
roll.
seen rowdy soldiers out of control before, especially around looting time, knows that the only curative measure get such soldiers in line is to march up and down the square. So he starts a parade march through this room, and sort of just hoping that the military march will hypnotize back into line.
So Herodotus sort of, bursting his way, sort of past Cleo into the room, but demanding attention,
Yeah.
sort of, barking orders. Cleo, it's enough, Taylor, that you're, the fact that he's sort of getting between you and what you're hunting, you don't even really remember exactly, or at least, instinct, the instincts that are sort of pushing you towards it. It's beginning to be like, well, why do you even want it? But you're further distracted by the fact that Herodotus sort of bursts in front and begins marching. And it is it is like somewhat like intriguing. You know, like when you see like a dog and it's just sort of like looking at you like, what the fuck are you doing, human? It's just sort of like following you with its eyes. I feel like
Yeah, man.
That's Herodotus just like daring her, like, oh, you could strike me down, you could kill me right now, but wouldn't you rather march up and down the square?
And the rhythm takes control.
Yeah, the rhythm.
And the rhythm takes control. And the rhythm. And the rhythm.
Those
is
sick
that a
Anglo-Saxon
subtle way of saying that
beats.
Cleo is actually going to start marching? Because
Yes.
I love
No,
that.
it's like a it's like a dance.
Yeah,
Like a conga line. So Cleo, like
Feel
sort of
the
like
rhythm,
back up on
feel
back
the
up on her hind
rhyme.
legs,
Come
like
on now, it's
like a circus
regimental
bear,
time.
joins the march, and as the rhythm is taking control, like this is not Bear Cleo anymore. This is very much Cleo, as she
Well, that's
sort of
embarrassing.
inspired a little bit by this sort of conga line idea. Like, well, it's not so like Bear Cleo got taken in, but real Cleo is sort of gaining a bit of a foothold just from the action.
She's looking around and she's like, we must have done it. Time to celebrate.
I mean, this is essentially us.
This is exactly it.
Yes.
We are dancing.
Uh-huh.
We are up.
Just
And we are on the runway.
like that first one
We
where
are
it's like
feeling
obviously
it.
a challenge. I respect
It is
you.
a challenge.
I
We are
respect
doing
you,
it. We are
queen.
mirroring each other. I respect you.
Yeah.
I see you. I feel what you feel.
I'm loving these moves.
So yeah, sort of just like waddling along behind Herodotus's march is sort of when you kind of you snap back into control of your senses and you sort of find yourself in this lockup room, sort of marching along behind Herodotus's.
Incredible footwork. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I can't remember shit, but it looks like we're in the jelly pit now.
Think about it, Bear. If we could harness this for strategic operations, you would be unstoppable. I could make of you an absolute mad machine.
Well, I mean, it would be better if we could harness it now, as we have seen.
Yeah, well, you know.
As you sort of you're no longer marching about and stuff, you can now see this room. You're still in the dark, but because there's a Dr. Z lamp lighting the way, he's dimmed a little bit because he hasn't been jostled in a while. But you can see
Shaken
now
up.
that you're in a room that is just full of lockers.
And we're about to bear claw the shit out of each one of them.
Oh,
Cleo still can smell exactly where the locker with her vestments is, at least.
Tell me, Bear, what does your sign nose smell?
Well, Harry, it smells a hell of a lot like us right over here in this corner.
Just
Gonna
like
have to peel these bad boys open like a bunch of bananas.
the corner. It reminds me of home.
While you're doing that, Cleo, would you mind dropping the body on the floor? I'm going to have a little look at it.
Let the body hit the floor.
Let it hit the floor.
Also, can someone get the lights?
Can I just reach over and slap Dr. Z? Can somebody hit the lights? But like gently though.
You've
Just a
killed
little-
Dr.
little
Z.
Slap.
Please do not make me roll.
give me a dexterity roll to see whether or not you killed Dr. Z. No.
Wait, I take it back.
I'm only kidding. I think
Because
if
I
you're
would.
trying to be gentle, you can be gentle. You know, you're not that clumsy.
Yes. Thank you.
So like with a slap, Dr. Z sort of illuminates more. You sort of get a look, and you can sort of see that they're sort of running down the three walls to the sides and to the back. There are these lockers running down, and then down the center, there's another set, basically like a double row of lockers in the middle as well. And attached to sort of the head end of that double row of lockers, there's a control panel that presumably is how normally they would gain access to each individual locker.
Well, y'all, anybody want to give these a try before I peel them?
Yeah, well,
I mean, I have the gun. I could shoot the lock off.
Give me a moment. I'll give a little tinker before we go blowing up things again.
Oh, very well. Yes,
Seven-
maintain the illusion of surprise.
Yeah. 17.
Wait, can you hack these open?
I mean, certainly conceivably he
Ain't
can.
nothing that our man
Whoa.
can't hack. He can hack it.
I ain't nothing. Ain't
Held
nothing.
in close proximity under Herodotus' chin, Dr. Z is able to sort of reach in with tendrils. You do actually have to sort of like reach in under the panel with your tentacles and sort of like, like create some joins between the solderings with your little conductive tendrils to hack this thing and sort of, it's like hot wiring a car. You find the little connection that needs to be made, and they're usually in a similar place in these sorts of things.
Yes.
And there's a click, and all of the doors pop open. The spring-loaded doors just go poof and open up.
Shopping time.
Wait, so all of them
And there's-
at the same time?
All of them. They just always go.
I'm gonna
open
roll
up.
for perception.
This is some Arc 1 bastard shit right now. Any shinies?
Oh
I look
my
for shinies.
God.
So Herodotus, taking quick stock of this thing, you can see that the majority of these lockers are actually completely empty. This shit, like, there weren't any other prisoners at the moment other than you anyway. So there's nothing new, but there do seem to be sort of just sporadically about the place. There's the corner where Cleo is already standing, where two of the doors open up and you can see very clearly in there all of Cleo's stuff stuffed into two lockers because it doesn't fit in one, and another locker which has got Herodotus's equipment, although it does look as though his service pistol, has been not put in the lockup, as though
What?
perhaps somebody kept it as a little keepsake or something.
Well,
You know the BBG.
Yes.
jokes on them.
The
It
big
was,
bad
it
guy.
was just
But
a
about
service
the room,
blaster.
there are another 3 lockers that seem to have things in them. You can't tell exactly what's in them. One just looks like it's got a bunch of sort of guns and electrical devices similar to like what was taken from you. And another looks like it's got some sort of like shiny costume or uniform or something.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Herodotus goes over and has a little gander.
So going over to the one locker that has this sort of
Shiny.
this uniform thing in it. It's when you get in there, it's actually hanging on a little coat hook, and it's like a bodysuit. Yeah, so it goes from neck down to your feet. It's all one piece. It's this sort of this rubberized, armored-looking thing, but it's almost like something some sort of like a superhero would wear. The whole thing is yellow and cyan
yellow.
colored. It's very very gaudy and very silly.
You know, Dick,
Very
you're making this
sexy.
impossible to resist. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm not entirely sure that it is, perfectly in character for him to put on something like this, but I do feel like I can't kind of resist it unless is it stretchy?
Yes,
It's stretchy, yeah.
but not in a. Oh, behold!
I found it for you.
Wait.
Oh my god, Cleo.
it's
She's gonna look
always
like
for
Kill
you,
Bill, but
girl.
it's Kill Bear.
Yeah. Bear kill.
Yeah.
There is something to be said about Herodotus donning a new uniform though, because he's currently wearing like the uniform of the Terran military, who are
Oh, it's a
his enemies
point.
at least
I mean,
for the meantime.
this might be the
It's
look
very-
of the bandit king.
I'm gonna approach it. Are you holding it up?
I'm holding it up. What?
And I'm gonna
What do you
I'm
think?
gonna shudder and look down, and I'm gonna be like, oh, it's too fine. It's too fine.
I mean, it would hug your curves a little intricately, but I do believe we would make a smashing silhouette upon the field of glory.
I mean, look at the epaulets.
And the sash. The sash.
It's
Cleo.
almost like maybe like an emperor would wear it.
Yes, it does appear very fine. Is there a hat in there? Is there a hat? Is that
Imperator Magnatus.
does that
Very well.
I just
Maybe,
bodysuit have a
maybe
hat?
I'll take the epaulets and maybe the sash. Imagine, Cleo, the owner, the former wearer of this glorious piece of art is either a former or a current cellmate of ours. Could be a powerful ally or a dangerous enemy. Oh, this suit alone inspires mysteries. It's like Alexander with the Gordian knot, though I shall not cut this thing. Cleo, I know I offered it, and it is not gentlemanly to rescind such a thing,
but I must
do you
insist.
mind terribly?
I must insist. This is obviously made for somebody with 2 legs.
Very well.
And a bulge like this.
They can
like the mountains.
They can take my service revolver, of course, but this is karma. All right, turn
This
around,
is karma.
Bear. I shall get changed.
This is caramel.
Preserve my modesty.
I shall block all peering eyes. Look away.
As
The
it's
god
standing
emperor
behind like
changes here.
the changing room door that is the hulking form of Cleo. Herodotus is able to
This is like when you
dispense
hold a towel up for your friend at the beach.
of the military uniform of the Terran Empire, and instead put on the glorious vestments of a free agent.
The glorious
A god
vestments of a
emperor.
free agent.
It's shiny and yellow with epaulets and sash and various sort of just gold buttons and like a short cape.
Ooh,
Can there be a
cape.
button? Click the button, then the cape turns into a holographic, full-on, like, bing! Like
Or
starts,
a little fan comes up from the butt area and blows.
It makes the cape sort of just billow behind you dramatically.
I'd like that the fan's up above your butt.
You've got to blow upwards to lift the cape.
It sits on that
Yeah, give
fucking
it-
boot, the donk, and just
Yeah,
shoots up.
baby. It's not even a fan. It's just him doing kegels, just flapping his butt. Okay. Very well. We must make a council of war, us three. We must know to the very specifics what we are about here. Now that we have found our stuff, we can blow shit up and get stuff done. What say you?
Yes, one moment. Can I?
Well, we couldn't before, but look at it now.
Yes.
Only now.
Can I maybe extend one of the wires that I've used to open all these things up and pull a Cleo and plug it into the Jelly Boy body?
So you're gonna try and
hotwire the body into like getting some
smart.
energy back into it. I
like
realize
it.
now I should have done that with the big fucking batteries before, but
That would have been smart.
I don't want to like.
But
I mean, I did give you the battery room as like a potential, like, oh, you guys could do some things with this. But
Honestly, in my mind, I've just been so scared of like killing Dr. Z that I've been like, no, big batteries, stay away. But
And we used the batteries to lure Larky into a trap.
I mean, it's worked pretty well because like you're in this position now where like the entire of this, this landing force have all like gone here, like patrolling the corridors, trying to find you and get this thing back up and running.
Cleo, could you please place the Jelly Boy near here?
I will most certainly do that,
Thank you.
Doctor.
And cross your claws. Hopefully,
They remain so.
yes.
So although the sort of the main power to the ship has been completely turned off, there is still like localized energy for cells and lockups, it seems. So there's some sort of smaller battery within this unit that's keeping these doors closed.
Yeah, I just need to
Battery
get
within
a
battery.
spark so that I can start hacking and start drawing on the entire ship's energy.
I'm gonna carefully drag the jelly boy over.
Yes.
The honey
The
boy.
honey boy. Do I need a hacking for that?
Yeah, give me a hacking roll. I will allow. I mean, I was normally going to say just do like an engineering roll, which for you would only be a 20, not a 20 plus 5. But I'm feeling
it's only
generous.
11.
I feel like
Some
this is
help.
a hacking
It's
roll.
11. It's only a 6 plus 5. Might take some time. Classic
Well-
video game mission, defend the point.
Dr. C pulls out the things. He has again like absolutely no access to the primary batteries of the ship. So he's got access to this little backup battery that
This juice
basically
box.
it's just there, little box that's just there to keep the doors of these little lockers
A
shut.
car battery.
But
Fuck.
as you plug it into the Jelly Boy, you see it sort of slowly beginning to inflate.
Ah, yes. It's working. Slowly.
It's literally like you've like hooked it up to like you get like an air mattress and you hook it up to a
Like
a
one of
vacuum
those
cleaner,
dancing
but like
guys in
alright.
front of a car
I'll move.
salesman.
Can I move the... Oh, I've lost the communications device I had, haven't I?
No, but
Yeah,
you
your
would.
communication has been destroyed, but Cleo
we have
and
one.
Herodotus have now reclaimed their equipment. They've got their communicators back.
Yeah.
While that's charging up, I'll say, do believe Crispy was trying to reach us on the hollow. Perhaps while we're waiting, we could call Crispy.
Very good. I shall get on it. Herodotus and starts fiddling with his communicator.
I'll,
And then
I'll
starts
let
just
you know
calling.
I'll let you know the number. I'll like telepathically
Yeah.
send you the number.
There you go. Crispy.
I'm going
Crispy.
through
Come
my
in,
stuff.
Crispy.
There's sort of a moment of silence, and then like he comes on. Like, who's this? You with the doctor?
This is his Imperial Majesty, Sir Herodotus Arthurion Mendleroth III.
Bandit King. He's,
Yes,
no,
Bandit King, Bandit
Yes.
King, a.k.a. Bandit King, as the kids would say.
We're here. Smart Bear is here as well. We're and just
Yes,
wave
yes.
from the background.
We're in the middle of things. We have a bit of a job for you.
Well then, I see the fight going down. We didn't want to come in too close and cause a stir.
Yes. We've sort of been captured. We're in the middle of an escape, and we shall need you for an ambush. Are you up for it? Are you game, old chap?
Well, I owe these two at least that. Where you want me to lay this ambush?
Anywhere where you can swoop down upon our holdings on the surface within relatively quickly. We shall need you. Have you ever played poker?
I've been known to dabble.
Very good. Have you ever had a full house?
Everywhere you look, everywhere you
ever had an imperial flush?
Only once.
Well, imagine having an imperial flush, and then the man next to you jams a dagger in between your, what do you call them, ribs. Yes, I want you to be that dagger. Does this make sense?
All too much.
Very good. Then we shall be introduced formally soon.
All right then. You want to tell your boys on the ground that we don't mean any danger?
Very good. We shall. What is the call sign of your ships?
Why, it's the cooking pot.
Cooking pot. Very good. Very good. Any type signals I can give to the men on the surface so as to not blow you out of the proverbial sky?
I'll send you the details now.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much. Good doing business with you. We shall see each other soon again.
You keep safe over there, y'all.
I just don't know why I made him so fucking
Crispy changes every time, but it's all good.
Everyone just breaks into a roiling laughter where like his wobbling chins are now going at such a pace that if the doctor had not made his glorious escape, he would have now been crushed to death. That would have been more than 1 point of damage.
Jowls.
He goes, danger!
High voltage.
Personal moniker. I live in this stuff. Like the doctor in the Jelly Boy. Lady.
As Cleo is sort of digging through the locker and like trying to reattach all her bombs, all her investments, all her goodies, she's getting little like her bucket and like all these sort of other bits and pieces, like strange gizmos and gadgets and whatnots and personal effects. And as the doctor is sort of supervising, he's holding this little cable in that's slowly re-inflating, re-energizing, recharging those little nanobot cells that make up the honey boy. And as Herodotus is on the line talking to Crispy and sort of plotting plans and giggling all together a little bit psychotically, suddenly torchlight floods the room as two figures step into the doorway.
What?
Quickly, is there enough of the Jelly Boy activated that I can slide in now?
Or like into like a mini segment Jelly Boy and take it apart.
Little bubble.
A baby!
Oh, that is too adorable. Okay, yeah, let's break off the arm.
Baby boy.
I'll just take what's ready now and slide into it.
It's honey and money.
This honey.
So,
money,
yeah, like tapping the energy into the remaining parts so we can continue charging over the process of whatever fight might transpire. Dr. Z dives head first or jelly first into the segment of the honey boy that is inflated and peels it away as it comes off into a little mini honey boy it's only sort of like 1.5 feet tall.
Oh,
But is big enough to contain and more importantly protect Dr. Z from harm.
Good. Finally. Oh, yeah. Okay. I feel a little bit more confident now in any action.
This thing's got 3 hit points and
Hey, that's more than Nout. So I'm good.
Buoyant in the dazzling beauty of his new getup, Herodotus is just gonna kind of go for the Napoleon at this return from Elba sort of thing. So he's just gonna go he's gonna put his gun sort of vertically and sort of bang it against the floor as if it was some sort of scepter and say, "Kneel, boys, before your emperor." Oh, can he grab the doctor and shake him vigorously so he gets like a glorious light?
Yes!
Yes! Oh, that's perfect. The gun in one hand as a scepter and the doctor in the other as a fucking orb of power.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm doing it.
So Dr. Z he's in his little mini honey boy, but you can still just grab him and sort of manhandle him because he's so small at the moment.
And now it's gonna give up a much more like otherworldly bluish light too. Should I roll for like illusion magic or something? Because in the dark, this is gonna look amazing.
So let's take this back 1 second. So these two soldiers, all dolled up in their military finest and their processional equipment that Larky has made all of this landing party wear, holding those similarly bad for close quarters fighting rifles. They come around the corner. It seems like they've strapped torches to the top of these rifles. Wild-eyed as they're looking into what is essentially quite a dark room. And this is sort of the hulking form of Cleo in the corner, like looking over with these glowing red eyes.
And
then Herodotus
strapped
in all
every
his
inch of her.
splendor. dressed like no manner of man they've seen before, and like some sort of finery, but not the finery of any house that they're aware of. And then this blue light just fills the room as he raps on the floor and stuns them, at least for a moment, as they sort of they raise their rifles, just sort of taking in the sight.
I rolled a 21 on my telepathy.
Well then, there are two of them. They one's a little taller than the other, but the shorter one is a little stouter.
Mm-hmm.
They both seem to have the same equipment. Are you mind controlling one or the other of them?
No, not fussed. I guess I'll go for the taller one, maybe. I guess. I don't know. The one that seems like the strongest one.
The one that seems like the strongest one. Bro, do you even lift?
Yeah, do you even lift one of those legs?
I've lifted.
All right, so within the sort of moment that they're stunned and confused, Dr. Z is able to just reach out and hijack the mind of the soldier on one side and gain, at least for the moment.
I have him put his arm across the other soldier, resting his hand on the gun of the other soldier, and say, "All right, yeah, I've heard about him. He's that new king fella. Oh, Larky's going to be impressed with us. We found the new king.
Well, yeah, that's what we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, and now we found him.
Well, good, but...
Yeah, well, you... Look.
Well, he's got a gun. Shouldn't we be, like, trying to...
No, you don't want to be hurting the king, do we?
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
You don't ever think of anything, do you? That's why we put paired together.
What are we supposed to... Your Majesty, and he gives like a little sort of nod and an awkward salute.
Your Majesty.
To Herodotus.
Name and regiment.
I'm Starks. With the 52nd.
Yes, and what am I?
Herbert, also with the 52nd.
Oh, Herbert, sir. 52nd also.
Very good.
Oh, now look, Starks.
Boys, listen to me.
Yes.
You stand at the fulcrum of history, and I offer you completely new life.
Oh, I told you this morning, didn't I, Starks? I said this morning in the barracks, didn't I? I said, big stuff happening today, didn't I, Starks?
Oh, no, you said that you were going to have a big breakfast.
Yes, well, look, Starks, read between the lines, please, all right? Well, yes.
Herodotus
King.
takes a striding step towards him and places a hand. No, he doesn't have any available hands. He bangs the rifle again, like up the floor in front of them, as if it is like a staff of power. He says, "You," he points to the taller one, "you shall be Octodorus, and you, Septimius, the first of my imperial bodyguard. What say you?"
I mean, I don't think Larky will like that very much.
Larky will not live out the day, my lad. He is chosen wrongly, and he shall be one of the first to fall.
I mean, Starks, the way I see it, we're walking anyways, aren't we? You know?
Well, yeah, but... I mean, I guess, like I'm outvoted here.
Yeah, well.
I love democracy. Also, I do have the bear. If you don't accept your new names and oath to me, and the blood oath of all your progeny, I shall have her tear you limb from limb.
Oh, I don't know if we need to be that extreme now, King. We could, look, Starks and I are more than happy to, Starks, we could show them the way to Larky, right? We don't need to have a firefight, do we?
Well, I guess that's probably, that way everybody wins, right? Larky wants to see the new king anyway.
Oh, but if Larky wants to see them, we should probably, not let them, we want to keep the glory to ourselves, don't we? We don't want any of the other guards bloody getting in none of this commission.
Oh, so you're saying we should sneak?
Well, yeah, we'll sneak. Come on, Starks.
You know what?
Bloody slap him around the head.
You boys seem like clever fellows. So
yeah,
what?
Well, that's what I've been saying.
Yes, exactly. So, why don't
Cleo's
you do
in
this,
the back tossing
right?
a bomb around, and she's like, "Y'all are really going to want to be on the right side when these start flying."
Yeah. All right. Look, this is between Larky and me, right? I mean, nobleman to nobleman. It's beyond your pay grade, as it were. Now, you don't want to risk being on the wrong side of this, is what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay.
You want
right.
You want to be playing your cards carefully. So here's what you do, right? I want you to go and fetch me Larky. Tell him I have claimed the ship. Tell him I'm threatening to take the ship and fly it down to the planet and warn everyone that he has a tiny little butt.
Oh, well, okay, well, you'll stay here then, yeah? So we
No,
can...
absolutely. We will not move. Will we, bear? Wink, wink.
Well, I mean, you could try to move us, but ain't nobody
Stark,
ever
look-
been successful.
Takes a looks at them. They ain't moving anywhere, are they?
Stark's sort of like looking over at Herbert like, all right, if you really think so, Herbert, but, okay, all right then, well, I guess we should just make sure that none of the other guards come and find them here, because otherwise they might steal our glory and all that.
Oh, yeah. Good thinking, Starks. Now, that's exactly the way I was thinking. But, come on, if we're going to make a move on, let's just drop these guns, eh? Just leave them.
Yes, you'll be
I'm just gonna
quicker without.
Yes, we'll be quicker without them, won't we?
Well, I suppose, yeah, the only enemies in this entire ship are the ones that we've got captured right in front of us, so...
We've already got them captured,
Well,
so what's we need these
Well,
for?
we're not going to run into any other trouble on our way out. Okay, I get you.
No. Come on, we'll be the talk of the town. Oh, the entire bloody space hub's going to be talking about us tonight, Starks. You and me.
Getting the rifle and like leaning it against the wall by the door. It's like, all right, well, Your Majesty, you promised you wouldn't go anywhere, so, you know.
Yeah, you promised.
Oh, I swear upon my loyalty to the Imperial Fleet.
Right. Well, that's a pretty solid swear, I reckon.
I've got 40 years of service. I would not break mine word.
Oh, he talks like one of them nobles as
All
well.
right, well, we
Come
better
on.
rush before anyone else gets here.
Yeah. All right.
Maximus.
Starks just sort of hightails out the door.
Well, that went way easier than I thought it would.
Looking back over his shoulder at Herodotus and like almost like sort of furrowing his brows if he's trying to work out whether or not he's done the right thing.
Herodotus gives him a big thumbs up as he whispers, sort of just as the outside of the sort of whispering hearing range, he whispers to the bear, "Rig the room and the hall to go big kaboom, and then we are leaving."
Yeah, Your Majesty.
Ursus Majora.
Are you just going to sort of
Oh, hell yes.
send Herbert running after Starks? Or you...
I mean, I'll try and stay in control for as long as possible,
Yeah.
but I understand that it's not a completely long-lasting effect. Harry, the ceremonial guns there. We might need those.
Yes, how's it going with the jelly boy? We don't want to have to leave him behind, do we?
It's inflating slowly. Can I get an ETA on how long that's going to be?
So it's just sort of a few minutes, you know. It's taking its time. Like time was of the essence when these guys had their guns aimed on you, but now that you've sort of effortlessly subdued that problem.
I mean, that was crazy, Dickie. Was that just because of the good chat, or
Yeah, the chat was just too cool. It was also just the fact that there was two of them, and you had control of half of that, and like so sort of like. Because one of them is like totally seeming to be going on a lot along with this, the other guy's sort of like, well, maybe this makes sense then.
I mean,
well, can I ask the rest? Are we going back? Which way are we going now?
I'm guessing like back to the crawl space and then out that hatch.
So we're going past the batteries, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, then I'll just pick up the rest of the body and carry it with me, and then I'll try and recharge the rest with the batteries.
So Dr.
guess.
Z sort of gradually, like, he's gotten even bigger now. He's now, like maybe sort of 2 foot tall, and sort of just dragging the limp remainder of the honey boy.
Yeah.
As Cleo is hanging bombs like it's Christmas decoration.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's get some explosive rolls. Actually, you guys have got a bunch of like perfectly made explosives.
Yeah, we've each got everybody has 6, but I have like
I think I used all mine.
I've used a bunch of mine as
Yeah,
well.
so
I think I've got a few left.
only Cleo's ones that are really left, and a couple of Dr. Z's ones. But you've still got quite a few. I think you had like 20 something, didn't you?
Herodotus helps Doctor get the jelly boy moving towards the battery.
Oh, I'll bring those cables with me as well, in case I need them to jumpstart the body.
I have 24 written down next to a picture of a bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's exactly it.
Well,
but
I knew it was 20 something, so I think that's probably it. So how many bombs are you rigging around this sort of general area?
Okay, so I actually don't feel like I need that many. Because, like, I think these are pretty decent. So one bomb could probably take
These are
care of this
Effie bombs.
room. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're big ass bombs. Like, they are gonna. If you put one, like, in the doorway, primed to sort of go off and someone comes in, it will destroy anyone who's by that door.
I'm thinking I'm going to use one bomb for the room, and then I'm going to do, like, one bomb in the hallway. and I'm gonna rig those, and I do have the remote, so I should be able to trigger these whenever. I imagine the remote working kind of like a TV remote.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to access these.
Yeah, I mean, they're all there on your little thing. You already did all the rolls for it. What seems like
Cool.
a lifetime ago, back on First Snare
Yeah.
with Effie.
With Effie.
With Effie.
Effie made some of these.
Effie bombs.
All right, I'm rigging them. Do I need to roll for the rigging?
Give me a roll for the rigging, but like a failure isn't going to be like anything blowing up in your face or anything. It's just going to be like potentially observable.
All right, hell yeah.
Bugger.
It is a 9.
Okay, so the one in the room, not necessarily hidden incredibly well.
It's like
but
some
there.
tank girl stuff.
You know, it can
There's a
still
bomb
go
and then
off.
an arrow pointing to it that says bomb.
But
Okay,
give me another
cool.
roll for the one in the
Yay,
hallway
another
as well.
chance. This time I'll make it.
Another precious
I'll show 'em.
chance.
And it's a 12. Yeah.
Nice.
It's a 12. It's
Oh,
more than
yes.
10, you know what that
It's
means.
boom time, baby.
It's time to bang.
So the one in the hallway is placed more strategically, harder to spot, more likely to cause maximum carnage
Lovely.
when it goes off. As Herodotus, is aiding Dr. Z to drag the remainder of the limp honey boy back towards the batteries. So this path, it takes a little bit longer traveling this way, because before you were like racing after, it was a bit more excitement, you're chasing after the rabid Cleo. Now you realize like just quite how far through the ship you actually came. But Cleo finishes up with their bombs, is
Plug, plug, plug.
coming up the rear as well. You don't run into anyone else in this section of the ship. It seems as though because this was the sealed off area, it's harder for them to get to with all the power out. There's a lot of sort of noise now happening sort of about the ship. There's sort of clinking and clanking as though, people are trying it's possibly they've got tools that they're trying to chop through doors and that sort of thing. They don't have the advantage of Cleo's claws to get their way through some of these things. So there's something going on aboard the ship, but there doesn't need to be anyone too close to you just yet.
Have I still got control of Herbert?
So no, Herbert, at a certain point, you were just like sort of carrying him out, chasing after Starks. And at a certain point, you just sort of lost signal. And you can only assume that whether or not he was, I imagine Herbert was probably not fooled by the whole charade, but they're probably going to get word to Larky regardless.
We got their guns. As ceremonial as they may be.
It takes a little while, but you finally get your way back to that battery room.
I'll pull out the wires and connect it up.
I'm going to want a hacking again for that, yeah.
18.
All right.
Finally.
So minimal effort.
so happy.
And this time you've got like a little 2-foot, miniature honey boy body to do it with. So
Little 2-foot chub.
it's even easier for you to do.
2-foot chub?
Even easier for you to
Chub
do.
up over here.
If you're a
As you sort of
2-foot
put
chub,
the
then
thing
we don't want to see a herd.
into yourself, and this time the honey boy is just sort of like, it's like T1000 shit. It just sort of like pulls
Yeah, it is.
itself back together as all those little nanobots sort of like find their form again, and all the little psychic controls that you've been using sort of go back online. And you can sort of, as everything sort of comes back on, you can sort of almost feel those little those foreign bodies, those little chips that have been disabling your technology, as if you could almost just expel them, just sort of pop them out onto the ground.
Oh, like Popeye.
Like
Bam, 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 bam. When that Seinfeld.
Papaya! Yeah, I'll do that.
as all the sort of systems come back online, and you're sort of back to yourself, and more importantly, you've got all of your equipment other than your communicator, which has been a little bit decimated.
Oh, fuck, I should have got Herbert to give me his. Damn it. Finally, put my voice back on.
Ah, Harry, Cleo, I'm back. Full charge.
Now, Cleo.
No, I'm the
you,
one with the
appear a
2-foot
bit
shove.
hurt. I'll use a medical kit on Cleo.
What about your
that's
damn
a-
self?
24, and that's 7
Shazam.
to
Okay,
heal.
well that's... Yeah,
Okay,
Cleo-
okay. Back
Cleo's
in the game.
wounds knitting back together as she's, back into pretty fit fighting health, actually.
Woohoo! Feeling
It-
persnickety.
Anyone else injured? Am I
Well,
injured?
you were,
No,
but you look fine now.
You were completely, your body was destroyed, but you've brought the whole thing back online now, so
Okay.
you're fine. And Herodotus was nimble enough to avoid any collateral damage
All right.
on himself.
I could, how many packs have I got left? The healing packs? Because I picked a bunch up off the chemist
Oh, did you?
back on Psych Moon, and we didn't define a number. It was just, there are med
How many
kits.
additional medkits do you have? So you should have 6 left of your own stock.
Okay, let me.
Let's give you. You can have 1d8 med kits from the chemist.
Okay, let me roll a
Oh,
7.
Okay, so you've now got Well, you just yes, you used one. So you've got 13.
Cleo, would you like me to patch you up to 100% now, or?
Hell yeah!
I mean, why
Maximum effort. Big fix it.
24 healed 6.
Shazam! Well, that puts her back in full.
All right.
Everybody here is on fire, and we look good. We're wearing our spandex, and we got bombs. We got extra shit that we stole, and we hurt a guy, and now we're gonna blow up the hallway.
So
Yes.
the tunnel back down is just sort of like in the middle of this room. If you wanted to duck down there, was that the plan?
Wait.
I think we're.
Hold on.
I think we're about to Scarpa, right?
Yeah, the idea is to like wait for the guys to come back to that room
And then kill him.
and then blow the fucking bombs just before they get there, so that we can make like a big bloody distraction by which we can escape, grab another ship hopefully, and skedaddle, hopefully dragging a whole little
I like it.
escort of fighters after us, kind
are
of like
we
they do in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Are we hiding?
Yes, we're being very
Wait.
sneaky.
Okay, we're hiding. I'll go first, and I'll be like the cork, so that no one falls down.
I was just thinking though, Cleo, do you want me to go first so that you've got something soft to land on?
I didn't consider that.
Okay. Well, you could think about it right now. I could always slide past you.
Do you think?
I'll let you know.
Okay. Do you think that I could get hurt from like? I guess we're high up enough, huh?
Yeah. So last time we looked, Dickie, how high up were we? Is this
Like looking down onto
big
the ground
fall?
outside the ship, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's a bit of a fall. It's like,
All
you know,
right, that
Cleo could
means,
potentially like sprain or break a leg or something
All
if
right,
she didn't fall
get
good.
down there. It's you first.
Yes, Cleo. I'll go first, and then I'll catch you. You know, with these
with
the jelly.
With your jelly, like a jelly capsule.
Yes, and then you catch Harry, and then we're fine.
As you sort of creep down the little passageway, the little service tunnel, back to the hatch that looks out, you can see now down there. It's almost the timing is almost too perfect. You can see
Uh-oh.
Larky, and now there's only about a dozen soldiers with him. He's looking, like increasingly agitated, sort of pacing back and forth, and then he just sort of like walks out of sight, sort of under the belly of the ship to where that you can only assume he's either like, getting close to the ship to look at it, or to vent his frustrations or hide out, or he's climbing on board the ship itself. But Larky and an escort of another 8 of the soldiers all sort of just vanish off underneath the ship. So there's only 4 soldiers now sort of left that you can see now guarding this room, guarding the port.
Outside of the ship.
Yeah, outside the ship. So this ship is docked in this little port area.
All right. Doctor, if I launch you, could you take control of one of those men? And then, I don't know, by seduction or mental mind games, however you want to play it, get them out of the way so that we could run off into that hangar over there and grab one of those sleek fighter jets.
I don't think the launching. I can only control one at a time, and there are 4.
Only one is needed. If you could make him, sufficiently seductive, I'm sure it would keep the attention of all the other 3.
Distractions. Yes, that's If it's a distraction you're looking for, I'm like, maybe there's another way. Are they all standing next to each other, or these are 4 all separated? Like, what's the...
So they're 4 also standing in a row by the entranceway, by the door.
Okay.
Oh.
But which way are they looking, and which way are we going to be dropping?
So they're looking towards where Larky just vanished under the ship. You guys are going to come off kind of just diagonally off to their right. So depending how much noise you make, you would be just dropping directly to where they could just look over and see you.
How far is the drop?
The drop, we're talking, like 20 foot.
20 feet. Jeez, we're going to break some legs. All right.
Well, that's why I was thinking I'll drop first, and then I'll use the jelly boy to catch you.
Yeah, I mean, that's very noble of you, but I don't know if that's going to hurt you, though.
Well, it's not going to hurt me as much as it...
I mean, it's going to do damage to the jelly boy, but it's not going to hurt Dr. Z at least.
All right, very cool.
So,
Then let's do that.
Thematically, he can sort of pretend he's uninjured, even though he's taking structural damage to the key thing that keeps him safe.
Very good. I say we blow the bombs and then we make the leap. Hopefully the distraction will be sufficient.
Or fires us out like a cannon.
Very possibly. In which case we shall be beyond worrying.
Featherfall.
That sounds like something very useful. Is that an app?
Bear drop.
Cleo
Bear drop, yes.
literally does have a.
Cleo's got a parachute. How we not?
I do.
It's 20 feet, Dan. I don't think it's going to deploy in 20 feet.
No, that's fair.
This is like an
But I just
interstellar
forgot.
parachute too.
I just completely forgot that Cleo had a parachute. All right. Sounds good.
I like it.
Let me drop down first then.
Yeah.
I'm going to, you know when you like spit, but you hold it in your mouth
Yeah.
and it slowly drips? I'm going to do that.
I like it.
Cleo, drop the doctor, then drop the boom.
All
Yes, just hold my
right.
legs.
It's time to drop the
Hold my feet, Cleo.
payload.
Don't let go completely. I'm going to do it slowly.
Just like that game we play.
Easing
Just like that
down.
game. Just like that game. Doctor say.
Yes,
Just like
Cleo.
the game. Just like the game.
Wait, say it a bit louder, Cleo. I'm kind of getting further
Just
away from
like
you. What did
the
you say?
game!
Oh, yes, the game. I agree.
Yeah.
Daniel, just to see how well the Dr. Z actually manages to like
Daniel?
lower himself.
Oh,
Get with the
it's-
program, Daniel.
Daniel?
That means that you're going
Missed
to
the
fall,
bag,
my
Mehl.
friend.
Going to fail.
You're about to be injured in a great way. It's
Yeah.
It's not going to go well for you.
Oh,
And,
no.
have-
Well,
have
that's a
rolled a
3,
three.
so no, it's
this
not.
is like
It's not
when
gonna
you
go
do that
well.
game to somebody and then you fuck up.
So Dr. Z, like he oozes himself down, like holding spit out of your mouth, you know, like he stretches
Yes.
down a good portion of the
But
way.
the viscosity just wasn't there.
But he can only stretch so far, and you know, at a certain point, that weak point becomes too weak. And before he's the honey boy's about to sort of like just fall apart and break, he's faced with the choice of leaving behind an arm or just dropping and free falling.
Oh my god.
A drop.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
All right, you land down on the ground with a bit of a clatter,
You okay?
taking
A splooch.
2 points of damage.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I'll take it.
Yes.
Nothing too serious. But as you sort of spat onto the ground, those soldiers sort of look over and they spot him, and they're sort of, for a moment, they're like freezing. Then one of them is aiming their rifle. Another is getting their communicator out. The other two are sort of like running around to sort of try and create some sort of pincer maneuver around you.
Shield up,
right,
buddy.
All while this is happening, there's a sound you can sort of hear, and there's like flickering lights down there, and there's like a lot of action. There's like the sound of someone going, "Go this way."
Kind of feels like I should press the button. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Yep.
By all means, you're gonna blow both of those
Sure
bombs?
is. Aha! Bam.
Okay, so as what's happening, Cleo detonates the two explosives. There is a resounding roar. Even like say a flash of light can be seen sort of down the corridor. It is round several corners, but Herodotus can see that definitely some explosions have been had. From the exterior, where Dr. Z is sort of splaying on the ground beneath, you can
Yeah.
even see that there's sort of like a tearing. There's the sound of the explosion, and there's this sort of a shaking and tearing of the ship. The whole ship itself actually moves a little, and there's just sort of like dust all just sort of falling from one of its sides. Something unpleasant has happened to the paneling of the thing.
And a very uncomfortable thought.
But more importantly,
Yes.
all four soldiers are suddenly like looking back towards the ship with like jaws dropped, horror in their faces, a little bit concerned because Larky just went in there.
And I'm gonna slide down that dang tube.
Alright, are you just gonna drop down onto
Yeah.
onto Dr. Z?
Well, if they are shocked, there's about to get more shocked.
Yeah. And as I
You know, in Willow, when they go, gentlemen, meet Lug. And in the bar fight scene, that is the exact thing I'm doing now, where I like look at them and I go, gentlemen, meet Cleo.
As Cleo falls down, landing on the pillowy form of the honey boy.
Hi there. Sure hope y'all wasn't being ugly to my friend.
How much damage do I take there, Dickie?
This is a good question. Let's roll it.
Oh boy. Oh.
Well, there goes the honey boy.
No. Really? 5 damage.
We'll find another battery. It'll be fine.
No, is that really gonna kill it?
So you got medical kits this time to reassemble it.
Yeah, stab yourself,
Okay.
bro. Get one out, fire it up, put it in your, where.
Yeah, I'll do that in the background while other shit's happening. But
So once again, the honey boys are sort of like drooping lifeless, but Dr. Z himself is still conscious and alive. As what was Cleo gonna do here?
I have an inquiry. Those guys, What are they doing?
So they were just staring at the door in horror as the explosion went on. Then Dr. Z yelled at them and a bear fell out of a hole. So now they're staring at you again.
Are they gonna hurt us? Are they coming?
They're stunned, but they've got their rifles up.
All right, Herodotus is now ready to jump down as well.
Okay.
Why not? All of us.
I
so he
am
he
standing
calls down.
directly under the
Get on her shoulders.
The entry.
Exactly. How tall?
It's just
how tall
Dr.
is
Z
Chloe?
flat on the ground, Cleo standing on that
Cleo.
body, and then Harry jumps on the shoulders of a bear, and then a firefight.
and I'm holding my blaster, so
And I have 2 of those guns because I picked up one of the guns. Or maybe I
yeah,
didn't.
this is gonna be the wildest
At least got the
chicken
one
you
I
ever
have.
seen.
So I'm hanging. I'm lowering myself out of the hatch. So I'm hanging as long as I can, and then I shout down, "Bear, catch!"
And I'm gonna come and lift my arms. I got you, Harry. Harry, I got you. I mean, I
Is that
think
Some
I got.
Suicide Squad shit.
I
Right
think
there.
I got you, but I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's too late. But I'm gonna got you.
Let's have a dexterity roll from Cleo for the catching, but I will allow
no.
a +5 to it if Herodotus can make a successful dexterity save. So I'll get you both to roll.
God.
Okay, that's
All right.
fair. That's
It's
fair,
been
and I
real,
like
people. Oh, 14.
Okay, so we've got a +5.
Oh no.
it.
Yeah, so that's
in the
-2
actual
+5.
fuck,
I'm
Cleo?
afraid that is still a failure.
Oh. Well, you know.
Everyone's getting hurt in this chain.
Herodotus sort of is able to swing himself out and like drops that he's basically like handing this to Cleo. Cleo holding her gun in one arm, just sort of like claws at Herodotus, almost sort of bashing him and like knocking him out of the air. She does break his fall somewhat, but he is not caught by her as he sort of bounces off her and like lands back on the ground,
Okay.
taking only 1 point of damage because
Nice.
he's now wearing space armor.
Oh.
I'm fine. I'm
Oh.
fine.
Alright.
And none of you young rapscallions help me up, even though I am your future emperor.
Oh, come on, Harry. You did it. That was a hell of a flip.
So regardless,
hell of a-
as this is happening, all 4 of these soldiers turn on you and they begin to fire.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, fine. Well, so do we, bitch.
Should we roll for?
So,
should we roll?
I'm gonna roll some attacks, but you guys are also perfectly capable of making evasive maneuver, being fully stocked in your energy as this melee begins. Bearing in mind you've got all your equipment back now, so you've got 2 energy shields at your disposal.
What if I got on all 4s and then I became a mount? Okay, Dr. Z, do you need a ride?
Okay, never mind. The Herodotus is gonna scoop up the doctor, leap onto Chloe's back, and be like, "Forward, brave steed!"
Gallop, full gallop.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll these attacks.
As he extends both shields against our pursuers.
Good luck
Oh,
shoot
God.
through the cake tear on my ass.
We've got 1 hit,
Oh shit! No!
2 hits.
Well,
Oh
No.
shit!
I'm pretty
3
tanky.
hits.
Oh my god.
Come on, man! Are you trying to get us killed?
He is.
Okay,
Every day.
three of these 4 shots are on target, and it's up to Cleo. It's all riding on this.
I extended
Cleo-
my shield across Cleo.
Cleo is carrying everyone, and give me a dexterity save.
Wait a minute. Can anybody shield?
Yeah, you've got shield.
Lots of shield.
Can
Well,
somebody?
Herodotus has got his shield at least. So if he positions himself in front, his shield will take the brunt of the damage if you don't get out of the way.
Okay, that's
And you
very
can do the same with
nice.
Dr. Z as well. Actually, Dr. Z isn't in control of the honey boy at the moment, but the shield will still go off if he's
I really
attacked.
underestimated how important dexterity was going to be in this game.
I mean,
Well
fuck,
done.
seriously?
Otherwise known as the -4
Did
for
you-
those of you who care about modifiers.
Did you randomly throw us off while running?
No, I think I just take him in the
Some-
B.
Cleo sort of lunging off to one side, just going into a full-blown bear run, dodging off. She's trying to get herself out of the way, but instead she lunges directly into the first blast.
But shields. Haha.
Unfortunately, Cleo
Nope.
puts her belly first towards it as she does this lunge, and she takes the full brunt of the blow, which does 2 points of damage. In fact, it only does 1 point of damage to her armor,
Okay.
which is a little bit underwhelming with how scary this is. The other 2 blasts
I'll take it.
come in at her, but this time Herodotus is able to catch it. His shield takes a hit of Well, he's got a shield of 5, but it's all gone now as it takes 8 damage. And one more blast is coming on in.
Oh god.
And I can project my shield up? Or I can't?
You can't project it, but Herodotus can sort of hold you up as a like basically like because you and Herodotus are taking up the same space. Like your shield will still go off if you're going to get hit.
Yeah, why not?
And thankfully, it takes the further 4 damage, leaving a little bit of shield left.
All right.
Enough.
One hit.
Leaves
You've
enough.
got 1 hit left. And Cleo, it's all on you. Are you going to attack or are you just going to leg it?
I'm legging it even faster now.
I'm going to medical kit myself while we're doing it.
all right. So Dr. Z sort of
Rolled a 24.
treading water through this honey boy is getting the medical kit and just sort of like snapping it, puncturing it open, releasing those nanobots that sort of like blast around and rebuild this honey boy as quickly as it can die. Giving yourself a nice healthy 6 points of damage as it's all sort of staggering back online. Is because all 4 of these guys have sort of like they were all sort of coming towards the door to save Laki, coming towards you to pincer you. They're no longer guarding the exit of the port. So Cleo could completely conceivably just dash straight out.
She
there.
will. Bye now.
Alrighty. So I'm assuming you're just using all 3 energy points just to sprint, yeah?
Absolutely, like turbo drive.
Cleo's speed is her speed is just standard speed, so she can move she can move 5. So she can go 15 units, which is going to get her all the way.
Hey, yeah! Whoo!
It's going to get to a point where she can actually choose. You sprint out. They're all sort of like turning around, tripping over themselves, aiming their rifles back, ready to take another shot. As Cleo just runs out the door, and she finds herself into there's basically like a hallway where there's multiple ports to these different ships.
Okay.
And if you were to run just directly across the hallway, there is another ship there.
I'm gonna do that. Yes.
Option A.
Yes.
There are other places you could go, but there is one that's just sort of like, like it's just sort of sitting there, kind of just singing to you. It's right in the direction you're already running.
I'm gonna hear that song.
It's very, very imperial, very Terran. The whole thing is in sort of like a sort of glorious blue and silver. It looks a little bit like a not so beat up plentiful pantry.
Almost
Oh,
like it might
damn.
match this outfit that Herodotus is wearing.
I mean, a little bit. As you look at it, you can sort of see it. This is just an officer's like day ship. This is a ship that some high-ranking man in the military just sort of takes out, on their weekends.
With their ladies. Okay, we like it. We're moving in. This is our lady ship now.
Alrighty, so charging up to there, you get to the door, and Z, you've still got 2 portions of your energy left if you wanted to have a go at hacking into this thing.
Of course. Yes.
Z never says no to
Hello.
a free ship.
Free hack, free ship. I'll jump over to the
boop, bop,
controls.
Beep beep boop.
Launch myself like Zed from League of Legends. Just just fire myself at it, and then 13. That's the first roll.
So Dr. Z, now finally with an active honey boy at his disposal, was able to just like send in a tendril in there and just quickly hack this thing. The door opening up, the door itself sort of comes down, and you see the door is also a stairway leading up to the ship. And it's a small little command ship. Sort of it's much smaller than the Grey Dragon, but it's certainly big enough for the 3 of you. It would probably fit maybe a good dozen people in there if you really needed to. But the key thing is it looks like it is a properly functioning ship with a warp drive, with shields, with weapons.
All things that we would like to have.
Yeah.
Excellent. Welcome, new chariot.
And that, Doctor, shall be the name, the Chariot.
So
Your procession awaits.
those 4 soldiers trailing along behind you, just firing impotently at the ship, bouncing off its shields as the door closes and you clamber inside. It's a similar sort of layout to the Grey Dragon. You sort of come in to a little sort of loading area where there's space suits and all that sort of thing, and places for you to stick your dirty boots and all that. And you can see there's a coat hanging on a hook just inside there. A rather fine, lavish coat, in fact.
Oh no.
Bear, do you want that? Doctor.
Well, Harry, I just
May
don't think that it would fit anybody here but a king.
No, I've actually upgraded my arms lately. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I don't think I could fit these guns in a simple jacket like that.
You've turned your 2 arms into the 2 like rifles, yeah.
Very well. Well, if you won't condescend to wear this second-hand hand-me-down, I suppose, it would be a shame to throw it away. So Herodotus sort of dramatically throws it over his shoulder.
Grabbing the coat. As you sort of take it off, you can see written in, there's a name band just sort of between the shoulders.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Simply says, Larky.
There we go.
Seeing this, Herodotus sort of pulls out his communicator, and he knows the number.
Oh, he do. He knows it. He got your number, Lucky.
Lucky,
your
oh
jacket.
boy. Lucky, my boy. Do you copy?
Herodotus! Where in the hells have you people vanished to?
Oh, vanished. Such an undignified term.
Look, we will find you. You can't hide on this ship forever.
Hide? Oh, do you take me for some scout? Oh no, sir.
Do you
We
know
are
how
on
many soldiers
maneuvers.
are patrolling these corridors? They will find you, Herodotus. And when they do, they're gonna drag you squealing like the pig you are before me.
In your bed, mate, when you're
Very good, very good, Lucky. And no doubt they'll do so. Or jock your jacket on my back. Now let's see if you can follow the hair, old dog. And he turns to Cleo. Cleo, get us out of here.
Ow! Let's lift off.
Let's do it.
I'm coming for you, Herodotus. I'm coming for you as the ship.
Oh, he didn't get the hint. I said it was his jacket. I thought he would have gotten that we were on his ship.
I mean, he'll work it out soon enough.
I don't think he could believe it yet. It's too raw.
yeah.
It's too terrible. It's too fearsome. This couldn't happen. This can't happen to him, of all people.
As Cleo bangs the big red eject button and the ship jettisons out of its little port, out of the giant mothership, and out into space.
Oh, that's too brutal.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
We made it out of jail!
Jailbreak. Time to raid the fridge.
Oh yeah.
The impossible has happened.
We made it out of our cages, but never made it back.
Can we just take a minute to appreciate that we actually got out of jail and we're okay and we got our shit? Like everything's fine.
And that the Jelly
fine.
Boy is back. I missed
And
the
you
Jelly
left
Boy.
you
Jelly
left
Boy's dead. He's
behind
back.
like the big one, the stone as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
The bomb is still
Dude,
on
dude,
the fucking
dude.
big ship.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate that the insane and stupid plan that Dan was absolutely in the right for being skeptical about? It's kind of working out.
It's kind of working.
It's kinda
I
working
mean,
out.
large portions of it are working out perfectly.
And you know
Yes.
what? At some point, and this is like the cherry on it, this won't even really impact anything other than our enjoyment. we're gonna get to explode that ship just for fun.
I mean, we might get to have that ship.
Imagine.
I don't
Imagine. Just imagine people standing next to that thing with Cleo and going, dunk, dunk, dunk. You can fit so many bombs in this thing.
Yeah.
You mean like this one? Wow, how'd they get there?
Imagine the bastards
So
knocking around in a bloody thing like that. Because the ship itself is like the size of Zard Castle.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Well,
Dude, it would be amazing.
It would be good to have the Zargians. They'd be like, "Do you want a moon or do you want a big Imperial Star Destroyer?" They'd be like, "Well,
the
Why
moon's
not?
full
make
of
a lot more
worms.
money." Yeah, it could make a lot more money on the
So-
fucking starship.
I
Yeah.
mean,
This is
Shit.
this
Oh,
this
that's
is
good.
how the Roman Empire falls.
it really is
Mhm.
though.
By the
Stupid acts of a very self-involved guy.
By
And
one
the-
stone in
by
the hand of
one-
a
by one
in
stone
in the
and
hand of
bear
a
and
maniac.
a stone, a bear, and a bit of jelly.
I mean, looking forward to where this might go. Because like Larky now is really sort of pushed to
He's
to
feeling
breaking
I was-
point.
I was so shocked that you didn't go for the Obi-Wan versus Vader thing because we were there. We had dropped off the ship. It could have been a big old duel in front of everyone. And then I was wondering if like
Yeah, but we already had the
maybe
one-on-one
the
duel
human-
thing, and me and Larky don't have that kind of relationship. You know, he just hated
yeah,
me
that's
for.
true.
He was like Tom Brown, and I was like Flashman. You know, like the shitty.
It's also like
bully.
Larky wouldn't
that's very true.
wouldn't
It's very
risk it
true.
all on a fight. You know, he's
No.
he's a
He would-
sneaky manipulative bastard who thinks that he can just sort of
He
get
has
everything he
no
wants by
honor.
being you know how he thinks is sort of more in control of the situation than anyone else, which is becoming less and less true by the
I'm
second.
into it. I'm feeling it. This is crazy. We are finally doing good.
Yeah.
You know, because we were doing really bad. We were getting hurt a lot, and you know what?
We're getting hurt.
We're still getting
Oh,
hurt like all the
I mean,
time, but we're
This
okay.
jailbreak has done a lot of damage to you all.
But you wouldn't know
But
it.
we've also healed from it. It's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't even count.
Medikits. It's
Don't
fine.
even count.
You each took out the shot from one of these rifles, and somehow, like, you're all basically unscathed by that as well.
That was
Yeah.
that was great.
Wait, everybody got shot, not just me?
I
Yeah,
didn't
all
get
three of you got shot.
Oh,
I-
I thought
I
the
got shot?
shields got shot.
Yeah, well, the shields is what got shot. But,
Well,
you know.
okay, but you know, what about I got shot right in my B.
Yeah, I mean, Cleo has to feel the pain. She don't got no shields, but
I should have got one. Maybe that's what I'll get when we shop next time. But then I'll be too powerful.
I mean, you'll be very hard to kill, like an armored bear with bloody shields. But
I mean, it's a thing that I'll definitely attempt to acquire once.
It's a burden she'll have
It
to
is.
carry.
It's a burden that you will have to live with.
Yeah.
I mean, still potentially you just be like, you know, like shot 4 times.
Honestly,
and-
Dick, with the amount of
die.
times that I've been literally on the doorstep of death, it might actually be just easier for you if you let me get a shield.
yeah, I mean, you
Jeez.
know, all you got to do is go buy one.
Well, we got patrons. We got them.
We
got
got
'em.
patrons.
And they're our
Nous
secret army.
avons patrons.
They're the only people that know the truth.
The dark
True.
and horrifying truth of the
They've
Backwater
seen it.
bastards.
They've seen it every month.
and they cannot unsee it.
They done seen it.
They done seen it, and every time we release an episode, they get a secret cut derail that ain't nobody ever gonna get to hear.
They do.
Ain't
Only
nobody.
they
Get the
can
pre-game
know
ramble.
The twisted secret origins of our order.
Yeah. And if you wanna drink that Kool-Aid,
If you want to know as well.
Yeah. Join the Patreon.
I've got a cup for you right here. And these are
Link in the show notes.
These are the distinguished, hallowed members of our secret order, and they are cheaper by the dungeon.
So cheaper by the dungeon.
I don't know. That's pretty cheap, man.
That's pretty cheap, but they're there anyway. We don't let anybody in here. Lucas Duff
Oh, Duff Man never dies.
never dies.
From Ballad of the Seven Ducks.
Yeah.
And Marcus Brackleman.
Oh, broccoli boy.
I'm Brackleman.
I'm the superhero.
And Fernando Garcia.
The Passion
Oh.
of the
Hello.
Garcia Station.
Officially
Passion
named-
Station Garcia.
Obviously named after that famous place.
Obviously.
And Noodle, whose name is really Dan.
Noodle.
Oh, hello, Nude.
Hello, Dan.
Dan Noodles.
Udon or ramen?
And Noodly Dan Dan.
Dan. No, that's my favorite kind. Dan noodles are spicy.
Dan noodles. Spice.
Spicy. Spicy. Yep. Whoa. Don't do that to him. He'll run away. We were kind of hoping he would hang around, and that's awful. And the Bell Queen.
Ah,
The queen.
All right.
Oh, hail the queen. You not seen what was the full name again?
The
Abale
Abale,
Queen.
comma,
Abale.
queen.
You've not seen nothing like the Abale Queen. No. Mighty Queen. No.
No, I don't get that reference.
What?
It's
You've
a
not
song.
seen nothing like the Mighty Queen when the Queen the Eskimo gets here? Manfred Man and the Earth Man? Come on, baby!
Sorry, that's over my head.
I don't really know the words, but like,
with that.
Wait, you both
Come
seen it? This
on
is
with
real?
it.
yeah.
You've not seen nothing like the Mighty Queen. Exactly. Well, I gotta be really
Holy
quiet.
shit. Well, I guess we gotta
If you,
see.
if you sync those up, Dan, we will be harmonizing.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll figure it out.
Ow!
Come on.
And we got a couple more. We got Randy Lovins.
Oh, Randy.
Loving some Randy.
Hey, Randy.
Loving it.
Randy. We see you.
Who's
start-
Randy Lovins? That's such a
We
porn
love
star
it.
name, isn't it?
It's a good
Yes.
one. It's a really good one.
He's got to have a hog. We know that.
Yeah, we know that. We know. We all know. And Ybots 999.
Ribbit.
What about
Ribbit,
yes,
ribbit.
yes? What about being positive rather than negative?
They have a human name, and we won't tell you what it is.
Yes.
We'll make you
Hey,
guess.
But
you
it
missed it.
rhymes with Jucifer.
Lucifer?
And Nicole Snyder, the
Yes.
biggest bastard
Oh,
of them
oh.
all.
Hey,
Is that
Nicole.
Nicole.
Is that Nicole?
Hey guys, it's Nicole.
Oh, okay.
Is it Nicole?
Hey guys.
It is.
I guess it's Nicole.
Do you think everyone listening to this actually gets what we're referencing there?
I had never
Not
seen
at
it
all.
until you guys started doing it.
I don't think anyone gets it
Yeah, I have no
outside
idea.
of us.
I don't actually know
I
what
think
this
it's
is. I'm just.
I
Fucking
didn't
do
know
what
what
you
it
guys
was
do.
until they put the video in the Discord. So if you guys
Yeah.
don't get our jokes, you could be in our Discord,
We-
which is freaking free, where you'd actually see what we're talking about.
Yeah, go to our Twitter.
Because we
You'll
explain
get
our
the link.
shitty jokes
Yeah.
in the Discord.
In detail.
I mean, if you
Yes.
just Google, "Hey guys, it's Nicole."
No,
you'll
no, no,
find-
no,
you'll
no.
find
Dick,
it.
dick, dick,
Dick.
dick,
Come on, please.
dick.
All right. Then we got
And now it's Trevor. Forever.
Trevor Forever.
Forever. Not
For
just
Trevor.
for a moment.
For Trevor.
No. It's a forever Trevor.
It's a for Trevor. It's
For all.
Trevor.
Forever, forever, ever for Trevor.
Ever. It's ever for Trevor.
For Trevor?
For Trevor.
I will.
Forever ever?
For Trevor.
Woo!
And we got Ben the Tooth.
Ah,
And if
Ben.
you've ever been on a bridge,
Old Benny
well,
boy.
you ought to thank him.
Yes.
He
'Cause
invented
he
them.
probably built it.
He
with
built
his
that
bare
bridge.
hands
Yes, and his teeth.
and his teeth.
And his bare teeth.
Like a like a beaver.
yes.
with his powerful bare muscles.
Very, very powerful.
Beavers do that. Oh my god. What if
Ben is a beaver.
what if
We're not on
Beavers
Randy
build
Lovins
bridges.
anymore. You don't have to talk about beef.
I love
That's
beavers.
funny.
Love a good beaver. And then we got Daphne.
Ah, Doff.
We changed her name to Doff.
And now
And
Doff.
if you want to talk to her, you better join our Discord. That's where she lives.
You better doff a
Doff.
hat.
She lives
Doff.
there, yeah.
Doff lives in our
Don't
house.
let her out. We're never going to. She has
You
this.
can ask for permission.
And if she do, we're gonna say no.
Yeah. No, Doff,
You
no.
live here now. That's too late for you. And then we got the newest bastard of them all. The new recruit. He's called Dog Meat.
Dog meat.
No, really, that's his name.
Delightful.
That's his name.
Dog
Dog
meat.
We know him.
I mean,
Dog
that's
meat.
got to be some sort of close cousin of Baby Oil.
and Snack
Dog
Cake.
meat, baby oil. Snack cake. They all hang out
Snack Cake, Dog Meat, Baby Oil. They're
Yes.
friends, and you could be friends with them too. But
Mm.
you have to join the Discord, which is free. If you want to join the Patreon, you can talk to him in the secret channel. Or
Or not.
you can just wait outside and hope he comes out.
together. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So that could be
welcome.
y'all.
Thank you,
Welcome,
everyone.
Dog Meat.
Dog Meat.
Dog.
Ow. Woo.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to another episode of the Backwater Bastards in Space.
We love that you just did that you just listened.
We love it.
Yeah, that makes our
We love you.
glow.
Makes our what glow?
Little glow. It just makes a glow. It makes a glow in us. Yeah.
Makes our little thing glow.
Makes our little thing glow, Cleo, all right?
My little thing glows a whole lot after y'all listen. Every time
Yes.
you listen to a Backwater Bastards episode, one of our things glows.
It's like a Christmas
For
tree.
you.
Yes. Thank you for making it glow.
Yeah, boy.
And see you this time next week.
Same bastard time, same bastard channel.
Oh.
Snickly now.
Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_Bastards.